Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Real Word Podcast. I'm your host, Drew, coming from San Diego, California. And this is my first podcast. It is January 3rd, 2020. So happy New Year to everybody. And before we get into anything, I got a bong hit ready to go. Got my coffee here. And then we'll get into kind of the flow of things and tell you about the show and kind of the direction it's going to be going in. So before we get to that, cheers, everyone. Alright, guys, so like I said, my name is Drew, coming from San Diego, California. I am 28 years old. I'm currently employed as a window washer, but really trying to take new steps this year, and a podcast is something I've wanted to do for probably 5 or so years. Always been a little scared to kind of pull the trigger, but got this little space set up finally, and gonna at least make an attempt, try and be consistent with it and just keep it going. Kind of tell you a little bit about my interests and kind of what I'm about. I really enjoy watching sports. Padres fan, born and raised. So that's my baseball team. Chargers, my football team, they had a really rough season this season. Didn't play out like it was supposed to. I know early on they were, in talks of maybe being a Super Bowl contender, and what they won like 5-6 games, something like that. So didn't end up the way it should have, and especially being Phillip Rivers' final year of his contract. That's an unfortunate way to kind of go out. Who knows? I really highly doubt that they're going to keep him around, but it'll be interesting to kind of see where he goes and what happens from here with the organization, the Chargers organization, and Phillip Rivers in general, because I do like him as a player, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what goes on. But I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye out for that. Padres season is right around the corner. Like I said, they're my team. I don't really watch too much basketball. That's one sport I kind of got away from watching. I do like to play. It's been quite a while since I've played, but playing basketball is really fun to me. I was getting hurt a little too much, like banging my knee or something with my ribs or ankle or something. There was always something going on, so I kind of backed off playing. I still like shooting around, but again, it's even been a long time since I've done that. What I've been into now is kind of more running. I like running, walking, hikes, trails, that kind of thing. That gets me kind of going. I don't really pay attention to running or anything like that. That's just like what I enjoy doing for activity wise. But other sports, I haven't really paid attention so far this season, but I do like the Anaheim Ducks, and that only comes from the Mighty Ducks series growing up, watching that. Like I said, I haven't really paid attention too closely this season. Not really sure how they're really doing. I don't think they're doing too well. I do follow them on Instagram and stuff, so I get updates and I see their posts and things like that, but I'm not really checking on them and watching them like I was like 2 years ago or so. And hockey was a newer sport for me to kind of get into. It was I was late to it, but once I watched it, I was like, man, this is a great sport. But like I said, I kind of backed off. My work schedule kind of determined that. Like, I've been up super early in the mornings and couldn't really stay up late to watch some of these games. And that goes with most sports. Like, I've been in bed super early while these games are just getting going in the second quarter and, things like that. Third, fourth inning, and I got to go to bed. But hopefully things will change this next year. Well, not hopefully. Things will change this next year. I will get a better job, something more suitable for what I want to do, something more that I believe in. I do enjoy window cleaning, just not really for a company. I'd rather kind of do it on my own and kind of at my own pace. I would, but I kind of want to get out of that business for now. I just want to kind of focus on doing something else. I'm not exactly sure. I do want to start, a few different podcasts with, this one, obviously, that we're starting now. And then I want to start one or two with my brother, because I think me and him have really good chemistry, and we're very similar, but we're very, very different at the same time. Like, we're really close. And I think that dynamic could work really well. Yeah, so I think we have a couple things in the works. I know he's really busy doing his thing with life, work, school, all that kind of stuff. But hopefully we can work something out, get a couple things going. I want to do a couple things with one of my other buddies, one of them being a podcast, one of them being a real estate investor. And, that's kind of the direction we're headed. We're close to maybe closing our first deal, so that's exciting. In 2020, I want to close this one and then at least one more. 4 would be amazing. 4 deals closed this year, wholesale deals or just any type of real estate investment deals would be nice this year. So that's one thing I'm focused on, these podcasts getting up and running. That's a focus, but I do need something at least maybe 3 days a week, 4 days a week that can kind of keep me busy 6 to 8 hours during the day, maybe a little longer. Like, I know there's driving jobs that work like 10-hour days. If I could work 3 10-hour days, boom, cool. Then I could have 3-4 days working on these podcasts and the real estate investing and all of that. So that's kind of my hopes and wants for this year, making those changes, taking that action and kind of taking control of what I have to do. And another podcast I'm definitely going to be starting is my running one. Like I said, I really enjoy running, so that's going to be something that holds me accountable, keeps me disciplined with it. And basically it's just going to be me sharing my thoughts kind of after my runs, kind of maybe taking a little bit of video during my run so you guys can kind of see where I'm at and like the weather and just little things like that. Nothing too long. That might be like a quick 10-minute podcast, just sharing my thoughts, where my head is at. Hopefully it's motivational and positive. That's kind of the goal for that one. And we're going to be getting that one started here pretty shortly as well. So definitely have big goals for this coming year. And, that's just where my head's at. I'm 28, going to be 29 this year, so getting close to that 30 mark. And I really got to, start taking control, taking action, and doing the things that I want. And I'm just tired of waking up miserable, man, and like having to go to this job to grind. And and then weather determining if I work or it's too slow and there's not enough work, so we're not working today, like today. And it's really frustrating. So having something consistent for like 3-4 days, hopefully 3 days would be cool. Working like 24 to 30 hours, that would be ideal. And then the rest of the time, I can just focus on the other things that I want to do and pursue. And, those are the things that I'm looking forward to. And I've been applying places, got a couple interviews lined up. Couple of them are in sales. Not really sure about that. I've kind of done a little bit of sales here and there, but not on this scale. Just like individual accounts when I'm out window cleaning or building my own business for my window cleaning business or whatever, just things like that, just small sales. So these are on like a company sales scale, so, but it's entry level. These companies train and all of that. So we'll see. I have a couple interviews lined up. That might be ideal, something just where I can make some commission plus some hourly and just build up some cash. So then that way I can kind of do what I want to do, which would fund the real estate investment, help the podcast out, and just things like that. So like I said, I got big goals and ideas for this coming year, and putting it out there, it just kind of holds me accountable and keeps me focused on kind of what I have to do. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I've been off so much these last couple of weeks, but I'm finally getting at peace with it. And, like I said, I've been putting out applications, sending my resume, and kind of doing what I have to do to make these changes to kind of go in a positive direction. But, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. But I'm excited. I just have to, keep continuing putting these things in motion. So that's where I'm at with that. What else? I'm into comedy for sure. I listen to a lot of comedians and podcasts. Joe Rogan being probably the top one. Fighter and the Kid with Brendan Schaub and Brian Callen. Shout out to both of them. Joe Rogan, like I said, shout out to Joe Rogan. One of my other favorites is This Past Weekend with Theo Vaughn. I like them all for different reasons. I really enjoyed Theo because he can be really out there and, say some wild things, but then he can get really deep and vulnerable, and I really connect with that. And then, the Fighter and the Kid, they're just kind of silly. They're out there. They're just talking shit, doing their thing, and, I enjoy that too. It's just, they just crack me up. And Joe Rogan, man, he has a variety of people on, and from fighters to scientists to... They had the debate between the vegan, the Game Changers, and the other guy. Forget the other guy, what his stance was, but great, always great content, and just interesting stuff. Been watching Below the Belt, obviously, Brendan Schaub, Morning Combat with... Brian Campbell and Luke Thomas. I've really started checking out more of Luke Thomas's content. So shout out to Luke Thomas. He's very insightful and just kind of lays it bluntly out there. I really like his point of view. Brian Campbell is hilarious with his 90s references. Man, that hilarious. I really enjoy watching those ones. I also watch a lot of financial education videos. Actually, financial education with Jeremy, Graham Stephan, Ricky Gutierrez, Cody Sperber with Clever Investor, and a whole... That's kind of it, but maybe a few others sprinkled in as well. Bruce Wang. Yeah, man. I just kind of like to stay educated on finances. It's something that I've just recently gotten into over the last year or so, learning about investing. And man, I feel like I just kind of started late, but it's never too late. You got to kind of just do it, stay consistent with it. And, I've wanted to start day trading, but that takes a lot of, technical analysis and learning and all of that. So I'm more about the long-term investment. And once I switch to that model, I've definitely seen how that way is the way to go. So that's where I'm at with that. And Cody Sperber, like I said, with the real estate and financial advice, just great stuff. Yeah, man, he's actually the one that enrolled in one of his courses, and me and my buddy are about to close this first wholesale deal, or this real estate investment deal. Whatever direction we're gonna go about it, we're close to getting it done, and it's exciting. So that's that kind of takes up most of my time watching that kind of stuff. I was listening to Audible a lot more than I was, but I'm getting back into it, especially when I go on my runs or my walks, or just to clear my mind. I throw on Audible, listen to a book, couple chapters here and there, and I really enjoy that. I do think reading is important, actual physical copies, or even if it's just on your phone, reading is important. But listening to it too is really good, and a good way to pass the time. And you can be working and listening to it too. That's what I was doing at my previous job, and I was really enjoying that. I was getting through books like crazy. But now, like I said, schedule changed, and had to kind of take a step back from that. But I'm finding a way to kind of get it back in to the routine of things, because listening to books, reading books, I do find it really important. And for a while there, I wasn't doing it, but I've always enjoyed reading. Reading has always been around for me. In high school, I read so many books. My teacher kind of helped me out with that, cheating my way through high school basically by giving me 2 assignments with 1 book. Basically, it was like a history thing, but also counted for English because I was reading. So she was amazing. Rest in peace to her. She just recently died, I believe last year, the year before that. But she was amazing. She really helped me out. That was kind of not the start of my mental health problems, but when it kind of got exposed to my family in a head-on way, because I always kept it quiet. I mean, I had outbursts as a child and things, but I don't think, and I don't know, maybe not, because I was always in and out of therapy, counseling, growing up as a kid, just dealing with my parents' divorce and things like that. So it's always been a problem, but around that time is kind of when things went really bad for a good amount of time, and I had to get some real help. And so I left high school for a while, and then went to this independent studies, and then that's where I met this teacher. And like I said, she was just amazing, helped me out. But with that being said, she just gave me so many assignments of reading. And I broke her record with how many books a student read in a year. And some of those I spark noted some of the books partially, but I actually read physically most of them. A lot of them, like a good chunk of them. Spark noted a little bit here and there to get through some of it, but to engage in conversation with her about it, I needed to actually read the bulk of it. So that's kind of what I had to do. So I just constantly was reading so many books. I'm sure I could find the list somewhere in one of my emails where she sent me the whole list and said, you did the most books that broke the record. Whatever it was, there was an specific email she sent that said that and gave me the list of all the books. And I was like, wow, it's pretty crazy. So reading, I've always enjoyed reading. I sometimes stray away from it, but I think it's time to kind of get back into it consistently. And that's, just got to do it. That's one of the podcasts I think me and my brother are going to do. I think we're thinking about doing a book club thing where, like I said, I know he's super busy doing his own thing, but we were talking about it. He's been reading a lot. I want to start reading more, and it's a way where we can bounce books off of each other, come together every week, every 2 weeks, and kind of do a book report analysis, kind of what's going on with the book, where we're at, and just kind of just talk books, man. I think I think that'd be a good way to help keep us motivated with it. Like I said, I wanted to do the running thing. I'm going to do the running podcast, keep me motivated and disciplined with that. And the reading one would keep me motivated and disciplined to keep reading. So that's my thought process with it. And yeah, just got to start. Like I said, just got to take action. So, let's take another little bong rip real quick. Kind of ran through all of my notes already, and it's 20 minutes or so in. So we'll take this, see what other thoughts pop up, and then we'll close this thing out. Just packing it up. This is some apple fritter. It's really good. But yeah, again, I don't think I said this, but thank you guys for stopping by the channel. I do appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe. And gonna try and have a bunch of more content coming soon on this page, whether it's the real WerD or which is this one here, or the other ones coming up that I was talking about. So be on the lookout for that. But I do appreciate you stopping by, checking it out. And yeah, I'm excited for what's to come. But some apple fritter that I got right here. Let's take this and see where we go from there. All right. Some good stuff right there. It's tasty, man. I've had that stuff the last like month or so. That apple fritter. The guy who comes through just has had that multiple times, and I don't mind. I usually like switching it up when I smoke, but that apple fritter, it's a good one. It's a good one. But speaking about smoking, man, I had smoked for like 10 years straight, something like that. And then let me just set the table a little bit. A couple years ago, when Joe Rogan and the crew, Tom, Bert, that's another podcast I like. Two Bears, One Cave, Your Mom's House. Yeah, those ones are great too. Those ones crack me up. But anyways, that whole crew, Ari, they were doing this sober October, and I really wanted to do it, but I always thought I needed weed. I always, from 17 years old, from the basically moment I smoked, it completely changed my outlook on things, man. I was in a really dark place and it really helped me out. So I always loved cannabis. And I'm not saying it's right that I started at 17. That's a little late for some people, a little early for some other people, you know. Um, but it really helped me at the time, honestly, like 100%. It helped me. And maybe I was just finding an excuse, but that excuse helped me mentally so much. And so from about 17, and then when I was 18, I got my medical card. I wasn't smoking daily, but it was as often as I could, I was smoking. And then once I started working a steady job, it was daily. And it was daily for close to 10 years. So I I always thought I needed weed, man. And when they were doing the sober October a couple years back, I was like, man, I just gotta do it. I just gotta do it. But I just kept smoking, just kept doing it. Alcohol's never been an issue for me. Don't drink, haven't taken a drop of alcohol in I don't know how long. Probably been about 10 years for that. Maybe a little less, but yeah, I just don't drink, don't like the taste of it, don't like being drunk, don't like anything really about it. I did like, being on the verge of a buzz, right there, getting a little loose, but between that and being fucked up for me is a real, 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 real fine line, and I don't really like it. So, like, one sip could push me over, and that's not fun for me. I don't enjoy it, never have enjoyed it, never been my thing. So, I did drink, like back in the day, don't get me wrong. And when I did, it was more taking shots of whiskey or something like that. But that's kind of about it. And I stopped drinking for, like I said, probably close to 10 years now. Maybe a little longer around there. A little less, a little longer. Somewhere around there. But I just kept smoking during that month when they were doing it. And they kept saying, "Oh, it's so easy." Especially Joe Rogan, man. He just was killing it. But I just had this mindset of like, I needed it. I need this. And just kept smoking. But this last October in 2019, right before that, I was trying to get another job. And they drug tested. So I was like, you know what? Let's just do it. And it was like a week before sober October. So I went a week before sober October. And I was like, all right, this gives me the perfect chance. Let's do it. Fuck it. Let's do the whole month. A couple weeks in, well, let me say, my appetite got fucked up. And I lost a lot of weight. I could not eat. That part was really tough. That part was really tough. And a little struggle to get to sleep a little bit. First few nights or so. But once I was sleeping without smoking, holy jeez, man. Wow, the dreams. They always say that your dreams come back. And I always had like little dreams here and there, but these dreams during this month were so vivid and just insane. I couldn't even recall what they are now, but I just remember waking up every morning like, whoa. Honestly, like, I don't remember dreaming like that. in a really, really long time, or if ever, like as vivid and as real as these dreams were. And it was really interesting, man. It was really cool. That was one thing I really enjoyed. Um, and I did say I wasn't gonna be smoking as much after that month went by. Oh, but backtrack. A couple weeks in, so yeah, that was the first few days. It was really tough eating and sleeping, but I adjusted to that. Started eating a little bit more. Started sleeping great, having these crazy dreams. And then a couple weeks in, realized I didn't really want that job anymore. Or it wasn't that. It was more I was scared of the change, scared of making a career change. But now I'm ready. And I kind of almost wish I would have taken the job, but I do feel like there's something better out there for me. Um, but we'll see, you know. Well, yeah, we'll see. But I decided a couple weeks in I didn't want that job, but I decided to keep riding it out with the Sober October because I did find it really easy to not smoke. And that was really interesting to me. Like I even had some left from before, like right there, still ground up, and I was not tempted at all, which was really interesting to me. I did find that really interesting because I did think I needed it, and I just found it really easy to just go without it. And then my buddy came over the first. I took a dab, and wow, that was intense. And I realized, oh man, is this what I was putting people through the whole time? I was saying, oh, just take this dab, take this dab. And they're like, oh, fuck, I'm messed up. So, it was interesting. It made me realize, wow, my tolerance was really high. And taking that month off was really beneficial, I believe. And I do want to start consuming less again because after that month I was saying, oh, I'm gonna take it easy, but I've had so much time off lately and I just smoke on my time off, and I got to get back to consuming less, but I do enjoy it. It is a wonderful plant to me. So that's so yeah, man. Shout out to the Joe Rogan, Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer, Ari Shafir, and that whole crew with the Sober October thing, because it really kept me motivated to keep it going, even though I decided I didn't want this job, so there was no reason to not smoke, And then I found something in myself that I didn't think I had, so it was interesting. Yeah, I realized I didn't need weed like I thought I did, and I could function throughout the day without smoking. I can wake up, go to work, do my thing, and then smoke. Or not smoke. I don't have to smoke, but I do enjoy it. It does make me feel good, but that's just me. That is just who I am. So, I do think we covered quite a bit for this first one. Kind of should give you a little bit of a background about who I am and kind of maybe where this podcast influence comes from, and what I'm about, the goals I set for 2020. So yeah, we just gotta, put it in motion, keep it going, Keep doing it. Stay consistent. And those are my goals. And that's what I have to do. Whether it's myself, just doing this one, focusing on this, and my running one, and just the ones that I can control, just got to put my time and effort into that. And if I can work with my brother, my friend, on a couple of others, then that's just extra gravy, you know? That's just extra. But I got to focus on what I can control and what I can do, and that's the plan. So again, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're still watching, still listening, I appreciate you. It's the first episode. And thank you so much. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, anything you want. And let's keep it going. And until next time, peace.